Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and this is the actual tutorial where we're going to make the guessing game. So I'm going to create a new project, and then I'm going to name it guessing space game, and then I'm going to click create this window, and let this load up. Okay, it is loaded. Okay, so over here on the left, you'll see the Project Explorer. I'm going to right-click on the guessing game project. I'm going to click New, go over to New. And then I'm going to say New Python file. And we're going to say just guessing game. And notice how it says guessing game.py. The first thing we're going to do is import random at the very top. Import random is used to, so we can use a tool in there to generate the random number between two values, and we're actually going to use that right now. We're going to set make a variable called random number. We're going to set it equal to random dot rand int, and that's the tool we want from the random library, and we're going to say between 1 and 99. And we're going to say, so the next thing, now that we have the random number generated, so every time this application runs, it's going to store a random number between 1 and 99 in this variable named random number that we can access at any time. We're going to next get a number from the user between 1 and 99, so it's basically going to be their initial guess. So we're going to say guess equals int input. So I noticed I didn't explain this in the other video, this like the concepts video, and I'll explain it in this here in just a minute. Let me write it real quick. Input, and then we're going to say what we want from the user, and this will display out, and then they'll enter what they what number they want to enter. So I'm going to say enter a number between 1 and 99, and you'll notice here how I made a little space, because in the console you don't want the cursor starting here. That way there's a little space. It just makes formatting look a little bit better when you get when they type their information. So what's happening here is we're making a variable called guess, and this is going to store the user's guess, and then we're saying we want to make sure that that guess is stored as an integer in this variable. So I'm putting everything in a int with parentheses, and then inside here we're saying input. So input is like saying, hey, we want to get input from that person in the console where they like type a number. And then in parentheses again, we're going to put with quotes, we're going to put enter a number between 1 and 99. This is what the user is going to get when we run the program, so that they it's what's going to prompt them for input so that we can get their guess basically. So next we're going to say while, so this goes back to that while loop I was talking about. While this set of information is not true, do what's inside here, and then once it's true, it's done. So we're going to say random number does not equal guess. So y does not equal guess. Make sure you're tabbed in. We're going to say if guess whoops, I forget, no parentheses, if guess is less than a random number, give them a hint. Basically we're going to say print, and make sure you're tabbed in again, because this is inside this if statement, just like I tabbed in, so that everything's tabbed in one layer for all the stuff inside the while loop, and then each if statement has its own tab in. That way you know what's inside that select if statement. So we're going to say print our hints. We're going to say hint, so they know what it is. Guess is too low, try again, and that's going to be our statement there. Now when they try again, we need to get that user input again, so we're going to write the same statement we wrote before. So we're going to say guess int input, and then we're gonna prompt the user to enter a number between 1 and 99. Make sure you do what I said before, the little thing space. And now we're gonna do the opposite. We're gonna say else elif. So elif is kind of the same as just writing another if, except we're saying else if, basically. If the other if statement isn't done, then try this one. So guess is greater than random number. Then we're going to say, we're going to hint again. We're going to give the user another hint. We're going to say hint. Guess is too low or too high. Try again. And we're going to get another guess from the user. So this time we're going to assign guess int input, enter a number between 1 and 99. So there's both your if statements, both your guesses, types of guess. So they like either guess too high or they guess too low. And based on these hints, they can kind of work down through until they figure out, you know, basically by elimination, they'll eventually get to the result. So once this is done, this while statement will only be done if random number does actually equal guess, which meaning guess is this value right here, whatever value they've entered each time they try to guess. It checks this. So if they did do it all right, you're going to get past the while loop, and then you're going to print, you guessed it, good job. And this will give them an indication that they guessed the correct number that was randomly generated based on the game. So that should be everything we need to run this. So I'm going to say run, and then I'm going to run, and I'm going to click guessing game. Okay, enter a number between 1 and 99. So let's try 10. Your guess is too low, try again. So I'm going to do it in 10 increments. So let's try 20. Your guess is too low, so then we'll go 30. Oops. Your guess is too high, so we know it's between 20 and 30. Now I'll try 25. Your guess is too high, so maybe 22. Your guess is too low, 23. It's either 23 or 24. Nope, so it's 24. Oh, you guessed it. Good job. And that's the program. So like I said, this statement right here is literally just getting the information from the user for each guess. So initially we need to store a guess in there to start. And then every time the user guesses, and whether that guess is too high or too low, we get a new guess and we give them a hint to whether it was too high or too low, so that eventually they'll get to the correct answer. So yeah, that's the game. Thanks for watching.